All right, I got my new book, so I'm ready to go. The, with this book, anything of Jesus, anything in the New Testament, I know lots of the Old Testament, but this is my expertise. Okay. Even to go into here, I heard something that I've been teaching that I just knew, and I never heard it from anybody else. This says it in here. How you doing, brother? So I got it. There it is. There's one, and I got another one coming. So lots to learn now, right? And remember how I said you got to pass through the lake of forgetfulness when you come here? First line in here. Hmm. I never heard it in any other book. I heard it from another person, but that person was a false teacher. But inside of my heart, I knew it. Okay. So let's go here. It's called the Nazarene. This is a good book so far. Uh, okay. Not the power of remember, but it is very opposite. It's the power to forget. It is necessary condition of our existence. If the lore of the transmigration of souls is a true one, these between their exchange of bodies must pass through the sea of forgetfulness. So when you come down here, he's got to erase all that memory because your spirit is up there and you're down here. You can't be connected fully with it, okay? Until the end, till the end of your life when it comes down and gets you. That's why you build treasures in heaven, mansions in heaven. I'm trying to help people on TikTok. And they're dumber than sin and they use the Bible against me. The one guy used some second Peter where it said dumbass because of my teaching. They're using the Bible against people. That's the two-edged sword. That's going to come back on him. So, and they just won't listen or they just won't learn. So I exited a whole bunch of them. And by the way, the rivers exactly, I got another video. It's worldwide. Okay. And the volcanoes are going off and they're trying to say they're not going off. I Googled it. I always need 2 or 3 verifications before I come on here and tell you guys that. My sister said they're faking a lot of stuff. Yeah, but that's people faking it. They're saying that's not real. That happened this many years ago. So everything that I check out on TikTok, I have to have at least 2 more confirmations. There are 5 volcanoes going off right now at this time. All the rivers around the world went blood red. One was in Ontario. So I'm going to show you guys that. That is seal 16. Okay. We're getting ready to open the final seal before we go home. And even the ones teaching it aren't teaching it right. So, according to the Jewish view, we make the transition under the overlordship of the angel of forgetfulness. The sea, it's an angel, you see? You're passing through an angel that is zapping your brain before you go into your mom's belly. That's why Jesus comes, walks you in, and he explains in your belly for that days of justification that you're gonna go to the earth and everything's going to be erased. That's why every baby comes out crying. They don't want to be here. And for the first, until their eyes go from blue to the normal color they have, Jesus is with them. Jesus walks you in, Jesus walks you out. Okay. So we don't know where we were before because the part of our spirit here that has been taken away because it's up to us to find her, our wisdom. So, but in sometimes it happens that the angel of forgetfulness himself forgets to remove from our memories the records of the former world. That's where the dreams come. Mhm. And then our senses are haunted by frequent recollections of another life. It's just a dream. That's all it is. So they drift like torn clouds above the hills and the valleys of the mind and weave themselves into incident of our current existence. They are assert themselves clothed with reality in the form of nightmares. There you go. Hmm. Which visit our beds. Then the effect is exactly the same as when listening to a concert broadcast through the air. We suddenly hear a strange voice break in, carried from afar on another, either wave or charged with another melody. I stood before the door on which I could perceive. This is a Paul read. This is from Paul, the Apocalypse, or the Saint Paul, right here. The Apostle novel based on the life of Saint Paul. So even in the darkness which reigned in the corridor, the three letters IHS written in chalk, a circumstance which did not fail to impress me, leaving no doubt in my mind that is what residents Christians, more specifically of the Catholic. Uh, anyways, I want to go in. That's just kind of that's like the introduction. Okay, so that's true because I knew we had to pass through the sea of forgetfulness. Okay, well you can't remember everything, and not bad dreams. No, your good dreams may be recollections of you before. Okay, so I'm just going to move to the next page because it starts here. So, oh, deep breaths, pass through this horrible bony thing. I don't know if it's there yet. It's just new, so I'm kind of looking over it. Stood near a single window which have looked upon the narrow yard for light which managed to seep through the double window. Stop of the cotton wool was faint and dim as though it had passed through a sieve, and yet, in spite of the heavy ones of twilight, there's a book and a word in the Bible that I'm still kind of working with about us, as luster as yellow parchment rested on his face. The head steeped in the colorless atmosphere of the room looked like the head of a Caesar on the worn out Roman coin. The thin, bony nose was like a delicate instrument with two finely curved wings, sharp pointed and hung over the paper like the beak of an eagle. If dominated his face, repressing all the other features. This big head hovering above the desk was naked, and only a thin border of yellow white hair lay on a circuit about his baldness. There was so much energy in the nervous trembling land which he pushed across the paper. He's talking he's, he's talking about Paul when he wrote this. I want to get further because it gets into it. This is just kind of like the introduction. So I was puzzled to know that he had managed to find a room on the table for all the things that lay there. There were positive towers of directionaries, encyclopedias, and handbooks, and quite apart from the volumes, pamphlet, pamphlets, journals, and stacks of papers belonged to the writer's craft. There were also piled up innumerable objects apparently unrelated to it. I saw the Roman helmet, a sword, innumerable bronze, either vessels on the other archaeological fragments, spikes, buckles, fragments, and old pretty bronze marble piece. So this is about him writing it where he read it. So let's keep moving. I don't From the Jewish plagues and burning the mass, the Pharisees and Sadducees, the temple error. I answered him calmly, sir, I have come here on the recommendation of Madame B. I am ready to place my knowledge of the Hebrew language at your disposal. So, like I said, that was him just explaining. How you doing? So, how's it going? So, like I've been teaching, uh, I didn't get it fully until today. We must pass through the sea of forgetfulness. There's an angel that sea of forgetfulness. Remember the sea? Huh? It's an angel. Okay. There's many angels there because up there is the sea. Is the sea evil sea on the left side, and there's the good on the right, like Jesus said. So we had to pass through that. Okay. So that before when we're born, Jesus walks you in and he walks you out. Okay. So he explains to you why you come here, what your job is, and then your memories erased. Okay. I believe that angel must be Jesus. Okay. So Madame B, I have honor. I'm trying to get to. Okay. So I am much more afraid of the spiritual verity, sir, than only payment I'm ready to accept from you is the opportunity to partake in some of your rich knowledge of classic literature and antiquity. It is our fame as a scholar and investigator in the field of ancient Rome which has attracted me. I must admit that I feel down towards the epic in which you are deeply interested and concerning what you have by your discoveries placed in the world in your debt. Please believe me when I say that I have long sought the opportunity of uh, making your acquaintance. The stop words soothed him as a raging bear is soothed by sweet syrup. And he lapsed into silence, but it was suspicious silence, for he sprang back, and stepped and looked at me searchingly. The eyes became screwed up, and the nose seemed to be thrust forward like a prehensile organ, and altogether it was through the Okay, so look, I want to get further. This is the introduction of it, I do believe. I don't want to be in the introduction. There was one good thing. I do believe this is where we're getting. Oh, it's a weird book, man. It's done like I asked. We also those I don't want to be here. So, and I know only in the New Testament as being that of a centurion in Caesarea, I have impression that, see, we're not where I want to be. I think I need to be on 2. I'm going to start chapter 4. He who sat confronting me at the other side of the table, steeped in the light of the hanging lamp, did not belong. This is not what I'm looking for. I do believe part 2. There we go. Sorry, guys. Chapter 1. This is all an introduction explaining it. But thank God we start. Look at that quarter of the book, man. All right. Relations between myself. Man, I don't even. I should have went through this a little bit. I'm trying to find. Okay. I have to find where we got to start here. I just got it, so I just cracked it open and you must suffer. We must resume the task to make the name unforgettable historic events. And Pan Volotsky, and I said, guys, I gotta go and find, like, where the heck does it start? It's talking. Like, here's what I'm looking for. Uh, Salvation in the beginning. The war goes on. The mother. The novels. Song of the Valley. The Nazarene. Novel based on the life of Christ. So that's down further. What I children Abraham the apostle. Guys, I got to take a break, man. I got to kind of go through this and find out where we're going to start. Lots of them, lots of these books I buy have an introduction that is really long. Like, I don't want to sit here and read the introduction to you, okay? I'm going to take a break and I'm going to find out where I'm at. I have to sleep. I didn't sleep last night. Tooth pain. I got to go through this before I bring it on. I hope I didn't buy this. Well, it gets a lot into here. And what shall I do with the king of the Jews? Asked Pilate. They did not know whom he was speaking. Most of them were not aware that Yeshua had been taken in the night. What king of the Jews? Your Messiah, who healed our sick, the prophet of Nazareth. When was he taken prisoner? Okay. Pilate. Yeah. I have to go through, guys. Blessed art thou, Father, Lord in heaven. Thou hast chosen our portion that we may serve thee. Okay, so that's what I want. I got to look through it. Guys, I got to sleep too. I didn't sleep last night. My tooth. I got 4 teeth under here now. And it's extremely painful. I have to keep sipping water. It's been pain 24/7. I'm always in pain. Sorry about this, guys. I'm going to find where we're going to start in here, and I'm going to come back on after my snooze. Okay. I'm going to probably erase this one. It did have something in the beginning, so I got to find where we got to start first. I should have looked at the Bible. There's a lot there. I see it. I see what I'm looking for. The temple. Yeah. I see the Bible talking here. Evangelist, chapter 2. Sorry, guys. I'm going to take off here. I've got to get finding where I'm going to go, okay? Before I start. I should have did that before I came on, and I should have got some sleep. I am really tired, so I was just so excited that I got the book, right? And I just went right into it. But I need to find out where we're going to start. I don't want to listen to a bunch of him about writing it and where he was and the stuff around him. I don't want to hear that. I want to get into the scripture part, right? I do believe it's coming. God bless. Sorry, guys. I'll be back on in 2 hours. God bless.